Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. This video we're going to be checking on the splits that we've made over the last couple of weeks. I pulled several nukes out of hives that had swarm cells, and I did some artificial swarms, and I also put some virgin queens into some of those splits, and I also put queen cells that had, or frames that had swarm cells, queen cells that are swarm cells in some of those splits. So want to check on some of those today, and especially number 6, because one of the videos I made a while back, I was watching it and someone put, a couple people put comments in there when I found the original queen and did the artificial swarm, put her in the nuke, that frame she was on had swarm cells on it. And I didn't notice that when I made the split, which you shouldn't make a split with the original queen and put a swarm cell in there with her. So because she might still swarm. I don't know what she'll do actually, but I want to get in there and see if any of those swarm cells are still in there, and if they are, take them off, and I might use those swarm cells and insert them into another nuke that may be queenless. I've caught a swarm since I've done all of this, and I think one of those swarms may have been from one of the nukes that I put together. So 'cause one of them looks really weak. My notes say I shook 5 frames of bees in there, and there's not hardly any bees in it at all. So I think that's probably what that swarm was. But I've been going around looking every day, watching for swarms. Haven't seen any except just that one. So we're going to get in here and check all of our nukes today. So we got quite a few. So we better get going. Okay, we're here at hive number 6, split from number 8 there, and that was the artificial swarm with the California queen that I inadvertently put her in there with a swarm cell. So I want to get in here and see what we find. There's like 0 activity on the front. There's a bee right there. Not sure what that is. Let's get in there and see what we find. I've got 2 bricks on there because the lid's a little bit warped, and that holds it down flat. Alright, hopefully we find the queen and unopened swarm cells. We can get them out of there. Don't see a huge population of bees. Okay, they must have got a whiff of that smoke the way they got all their heads in that honey. So this frame right here in the middle was the one that had the queen and swarm cells. Still got the cap brood there. Don't see the queen there. There's the uncapped larva. I don't see the queen. So I think this is where I thought I saw swarm cells. All I see now is drone brood. Maybe it was the other one. I do have a dot on here where I did note I saw swarm cells. I am not seeing our queen. Oh, yeah, here she is right here. So we have the main queen in here still. Boy, she is trimmed down. There she is right there. She's walking around interested in those cells. She's looking down in them. I'm gonna look on this side for virgin queen just in case. No. So this frame here is blank. Need to get the year written on that. So I'm going to check this one more time real quick. Look for a virgin queen. No. So if there were queen cells on here, they tore them down. I know I seen them because I marked it. I marked right there. Get this back in here. So this hive needs a little bit of a boost. I'm going to try and find some nurse bees and shake them off in here. Okay, I've located my frame of nurse bees. Not a whole lot on there, but I'm going to shake in what we got. Okay, we got us one more frame here. See, most of that bees are gone off of here, and I did check this for a queen. Okay, instead of putting back in this blank frame, I got some drawn out frame here I'm going to put in, help them out just a little bit more. Okay, that's it for this hive number 6. So we found the queen in there. There weren't other swarm cells that I was worried about. Shook in 2 frames of nurse bees. So, and gave them one more frame of drawn comb. So that ought to help them out a lot. We'll check back in here in a week and see how they're doing. Okay, these are nukes number 17 and 18. And these are both splits from hive number 3 right here. This one had a queen in it that I thought was the original queen. And as you can see, there's probably not much activity on the entrance. I think the swarm that I found may have came out of this right here. This one has swarm cells in it. So I see a lot of activity on the front. I think this one's okay, but really I want to check on this one right here. See if I find that queen. And maybe I need to shake some bees in here. Maybe I just need to forget about it. So I see a small population of bees right here. So let's get in here and see what we find. So this is a pollen and nectar frame. We have nectar on here. This is a brood frame. Looks like a supersedure emergency queen cell here and here maybe. Same thing on this side. We've got 2 queen cells. One here and one here. One up here. So that queen that was in here, there's cells right here. Let me go ahead and look on this other frame. It's all nectar. No sign of a queen. So this originally had 3 frames of bees, and I shook 2 frames of bees into it. And there's nowhere near that kind of population. Here's pollen. I'm going to put this pollen frame over here so it's close to that brood. I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. I'm going to mark these queen cells where they're at. I think I marked them all. Looks like there's 4 on there total, or 5. So they need more bees in here. I want to put this frame on the outside. And I'm going to put this pollen and nectar next to that brood. Now I'm going to go look for a frame of nurse bees, shake in here, give them a little bit of boost. Okay, I got us a bunch of nurse bees from hive number 10. 1 frame. If you remember hive 10, that's the one that ate me up the other day, and it was a single deep, so I don't mind picking on it. Just make double sure that queen's not on here. Okay, we're good. Shake these in here. Most of the bees off. Okay, that takes care of number 17. I'm not going to mess with 18 because I know there's not a queen in there and there were swarm cells and I don't want to disturb it. I got the brick up here to kind of help that virgin queen when she goes out to mate to find her way back. But let's go check these 2 over here in the woods. One of them had a queen and 1 did not, so it's basically the same kind of thing. Okay, these are nukes numbers 29 and 30. So this one had a virgin queen and 30 had queen cells. 30 has good activity out in front of it. I'm not going to mess with it, it's too early. I want to check in here on this virgin queen in here and see how she's doing. She may not be here, but I just want to check on the overall population of this hive and see what it looks like. Okay, I need to get a couple more frames in here for him, or 1 anyway. It's like I just pulled 3 frames. Oh, she was there and I missed her the first time. She does not look mated yet. So there she is. It's our virgin queen. So she looks like she's taken to this nice, she's going through all the cells, checking them out. So they seem to be doing pretty good. I'm going to give them 1 more frame. Okay, got them 1 more nice frame here. I'm not going to shake any bees in here, do anything to rile them up or disturb them. I don't want to bother that queen. Okay, we've got one more nuke down on the north end, and the swarm we caught. We'll check that swarm. If I have another nuke box, I'm going to move that swarm out of the cardboard nuke box into a wood one. So I think I've got one more in here, and we'll transfer them into that. Okay, here's nukes number 25 and 26. 25 was a swarm, and I'd swear that that swarm came out of nuke number 17, where that queen was gone, and there's emergency queen cells in there. This hive here is a artificial swarm from hive number 24 right there. I'm sorry, hive number 20. So there were queen cells, swarm cells in there. We located the queen and moved her over here. So that's in a prior video. So it's only been 4 days, 4 or 5 days, I can't remember, since we did this artificial swarm. I'm not going to mess with her. I'm going to look in here and see if we can find the queen in this swarm here and see if she's laying. If she's laying, I'll mark her. If not, we'll just do the transfer into the wood nuke box. So I'm going to run over and get a wood nuke box, and I'll be right back. Okay, here's our wood nuke box. So we'll get it ready. Some of these wood boxes, nukes, I made myself, and they're a little bit narrow, so I only put 4 frames in them instead of 5. Okay, let's get in here and see what we find. Yeah. I don't see much of anything in here. Looks like they have left. They have. Which is weird because they started making that little comb there. And I saw good activity out in front of this the last 2 days, so they've just recently left. That's how it goes. So yeah, they've recently left. There's a few bees in there, but I don't know that if they're robber bees or what the deal is, but they packed up and left. That's how it goes with swarms sometimes. I could have locked them up with the plug there for a few days. But, Anyway, I guess that's the end of this video. I don't have any more nukes to look at. We could go in here and look for this queen, but I don't want to disturb her. We'll do that in a week or so. So, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And give me a thumbs up if you didn't. It helps the channel grow. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We're getting close to 3,000 now. So, appreciate y'all watching and commenting, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.